Hey guys, and welcome back. The part 2 of the Resurgence is upon us, and we have new cards available to use. I've been playing some green recently, and a lot of other players have as well. So today I'm going to be showcasing my mono green deck, which I've called Big Green, because it utilizes a lot of big creatures, and it is quite greedy, and it's quite heavy on the forest, but I think if this deck gets going, it can be very hard to stop. It also features some cards we haven't seen in a while, such as Moby and the Tree of Everlife, so it's nice to see those cards make a return. I've always felt that Tree of Everlife should be like a mono green card, so I'm pretty happy to see that it's featured in these kind of greedy, big creature-based green decks that have been going around the ladder. Now, I do think that maybe the Beastmaster version is a little better, just because it's quicker and you can manage tempo decks easier. But I feel this one's a little bit more fun, so I wanted to showcase this one instead. So let's get into some matches and see how this deck performs. Alright, kicking things off here with a very strong opponent, Amoeba. Let's see what Amoeba's getting up to these days. Oh my goodness, what is this? This is not a hand I want to see. I guess this is the problem with Primeval Colossus, is you can be prone to bad hands. Luckily, I do pick up Leia, so I do get a play soon. You definitely want a hard mulligan for Wood Elemental, generally. Willow's also a fine keep as well, because it's a turn 2 collector. Oh, there's something being summoned. It's an Outland Ranger. Okay, Amoeba's got some spice going on. I'm interested. So yeah, we can start building down this side as well. So I generally like to build like more defensive because this is a control deck. Oh, is this like a really fast green mid-range? Maybe it's green-red. Oh, I don't even know, Amoeba. I want to know what you've got cooking here. This looks cool. Alright, so we do go for the Oak Father over Leia, because Leia in this position is kind of weird. I don't quite like it. And we do know there's a campfire in hand. There's only one forest, so a 6/9 should hold the line quite well. We're not going to see any humbling visions. Need quite a few power-ups to Sagami Warrior to punch through the Oak Father, so I'm pretty confident this will hold the board for us. And hopefully we pick up like a Wood Elemental. We can stick it on this side and then get this to collect here. Could even move into double collection on the right. It depends what my opponent gets up to, really. If it is more aggressive play, I might just have to start land blocking around this area just to keep them out. We are a defensive deck primarily. You know, we're waiting for these to get reduced. We're waiting for our tree to come down. So we do need to build a lot of forests. The new Kodamas are really good. Blossoming Kodama. Such a good card for this type of strategy. So yeah, we do build quite defensive. It's going to be another Outland Ranger. Alright, so this does actually let us play here. Like, I'm going to start pushing up, I think. Or at least push this land here. Maybe I move up. Actually, I think I'm fine with just sitting there. So I'm going to start building defensive land around here. I don't know what Amoeba's playing, to be honest. I've seen 2 Outland Rangers to Sagami Warrior. That is just not enough information for me. The 2 campfires alone isn't enough to give the Sagami Warrior much pushing power. Also, because there's so many neutrals, Horsemaster isn't a threat here, so I feel like I can start building lands here and defending in this section, but we might see Amoeba push down this side now. But we can also split off down here with a Faeria Golem. So we got all these really big threats that Amoeba might struggle with taking care of. And this is just giving us time. Like, time is so important. The more time we have, the cheaper these guys become, and the more value we get. And the big green stuff starts to come down. You know, once we get into that kind of turn 7 to 10, depending on the land ramp, we can really start pushing out these big threats and just overwhelm our opponent. Deepwood Stalker with no combat. Wow. Oh, speak of the devil. So Kodama does come down. Fortunately, I guess we could feed a Farian. I was about to say, like, I would like to be able to play Farian and Blossoming Kodama. So we will play... It's a tough one because I'd like to play a creature here, but I don't want to feed a Faeria and then just I don't draw a creature. I won't be happy with that at all. So I think we do just push up this side. And then we'll go for a Blossoming. So we'll wait for a little while. We're just gonna chill until we find a creature we can stick on this side. Then I'll be a bit more comfortable feeding Faeria and Golem. But now we have this. This is an option. So if we do need Faeria, we're in a good spot. Now, if we pick up another one of these, we are laughing because we just have 2 Primeval Colossus in hand. And that will cause a lot of problems. But yeah, I don't know what Amoeba's playing. Maybe some like green, fast green mid-range. It's really hard to say at this point. We've only seen 4 cards. I think that's another thing to consider. Like, we've only seen Outland Rangers, Campfires, Sagami Warriors, and the Deepwood Stalker. It's a Face Man. And another Deepwood Stalker. Maybe, I was about to say, maybe there's a Gift of Recur in this. I don't see why you would play this card without having that Gift of Recur in hand. So we know there's those 2 are Campfires, like 100% Campfires now. Oh, hello. But again, not finding that creature. So I do think we just stick Faeria and Golem down and clear this out. So stick Faeria and Golem on this side. Finish this off. Oh, pass. So 2 Campfires in hand. So that can push the Mace Man up to 6. So maybe I played on the left there. Because now Amoeba can just push Mace Man to 6 and pre-hit the Faeria and Golem. But I think it's not that bad, really. Because I can go Forest next turn. And then go into Primeval Colossus feed into another Primeval Colossus. So yeah, just taking the pre-hit. Okay. That's fine. I'm hoping to draw a Willow. Willow would be great because I can feed the Willow instead of the Colossus. So we know there's still 2 Campfires in hand, so there's only 1 mystery card left. So there's going to be a Campfire. Alright. It's not bad. Let's take Forest. Play this Colossus and we're going to feed it. Ah, are you serious? You going to do this to me? I'll play a Colossus this side. Take the hit here. And then we'll play the tree. So we've got the tree going now. This will empower one of these cards in our hand. And basically, if our opponent doesn't answer this now, they're just going to be in a really big problem. It's going to be a really big problem, especially if I hit like one of these 2, because I have a taunt. And that's why I played it on the right instead of the left, because I felt like it was easier to defend from this side. Actually, I think the left might have been better. It's hard to say. I'm not playing around Horsemaster. I kind of just don't feel like it's in the deck. Oh, this should have been here, actually. The block aggressive lands. But I have Wood Elemental next turn. So I can Wood Elemental and just Forest again if I want to. So 1 Campfire in hand has taken a draw. It's going to be a Spirit of Rebirth. into another Outland Ranger. So 2 campfires in hand. So this is probably a spider. So we clear this. And then we just stick this here. So we've actually just made... We've made enough defensive lands now that our opponent can only realistically attack from here, here, and here. These are like the best spots for our opponent to attack from. And this is really good for this deck if you can set this up, because we'll just outvalue our opponent over time. Like it can take a bit of grinding. And we do have Moby as well. Moby's our most mobile card in the deck, so it will allow us to kind of move around the board. Oh, it's a baby yak. Okay. So we'll feed this one. Oak Daddy. Kill this. I'll kill this. Stick you down. I think that's it, really. I think I just +1. So I'm in a position now I have tree. I could draw, but I feel that I just +1 and make sure I stay ahead in Faeria. I'm only collecting off my welds right now, whereas my opponent is collecting. So if I can stay ahead in economy, I can just make sure I can play something big every turn. Because this deck is quite greedy on the Faeria cost. It gets a little better when these come to 6, but these still cost 7. Moby's only 6, that's not too bad. Chaos is 6 as well. So once we get the full cost reduction on these are our most expensive cards. Along with the tree, but it's already down, so that's fine. So this is like Green Flood. We've seen Gift of Rakoa, so I think my opponent's just trying to flood with a lot of weenies. And then go for those big Gift of Rakoas. Oh, speaking of big, that's a Sagami. It looks like Amoeba's got his own Tree of Everlife going. He's got the double Spirit of Rebirth. That's pretty funny. Oh. Yes, please. Okay. So we're just going to double neutral up, I think, now. We'll clear this. We'll clear this. And then we'll just slam Radiance. So it just represents 17 damage to the orb next turn. And then I can just forest here and just drop whatever gets powered up again. If there is some kind of answer to this, which I doubt there will be, we can just go for a clear on one of the Spirit of Rebirths. Like we are seeing a block come down. We get to lock this in with the taunt. And I can just start clean up the spirits. What got powered up? Was it Leia? Alright, I'll go for Primeval Colossus instead. So Leia might even get powered up again. I think it's just really difficult for any deck to stop this once it gets going. You need like mobility, or you need to beat this deck quickly. I really struggle against stuff like Blue Jump, because Blue Jump just gets straight to my orb by turn 4, and it's hard for me to hold off. But this was a little, even though this started off like Explore, Forest, Double Neutral, it was still quite slow because it couldn't match the Oak Father. That was the problem. It's ridiculous. Alright, so I mean, I could just hit this and take 7, but I'm actually just going to control the spirits now. It's actually more interesting for me.
You are tiny.
A 1326. Why not? Why not? There's a reason this deck's called Big Green. Oh my goodness. That's a card. So yeah, we'll just... Yeah, that's fine. We'll kill this. We'll move across. Kill this. Across, kill this. Into chaos.
Bow to me!
And that sets up lethal with these two. Or sets up lethal with these two. We have 20 damage exactly with the Colossus, and we also have a little bit more. So, yep, there we go. Feels good. Takes the campfire, just why not? It's just ridiculous, isn't it? We'll hit for this first, because it's a...
Everything will be mine.
Boom. Even the game didn't like it. Chaos going for 19, and there we have it. Big Green doing its thing. Stabilizing quite early with that Oak Father. Gave me enough time to build in the forests, get those cheap primeval colossuses, cheat out some Faeria with Feed the Forest, and then Tree of Everlife came down, and that was it. It was lights out for Amoeba, but good game. Let's move on to another one. Alright guys, into another match here. So Martyrs has actually been one of the players who has been terrorizing me with Blue Jump recently. This is one of the reasons I added Deepwood Stalker to the deck, and because it's just as good synergy with the tree. But in my original build, I didn't run this. It was like even greedier than it is right now. And there it is, the lake. I expected it. But this can help. It's killing the banquets. The banquets are just very difficult to deal with. But we will be visiting Blue Jump in our next episode. Oh, it's maybe green Blue Jump. Yep, there it is. See? Told you, this banquet. Absolute terror. I'm going to get rid of it now. Goodbye, banquet. Like I said, I think this is the best card of the second part. I know it's a bit early to be saying that, but this card is just so good. It's just so good. Like, I can't say much more. So green Blue Jump is not something I've seen yet, but definitely a viable option. I talked about this in my review, that Blue Jump got buffed, but also green Blue Jump got buffed as well, which is kind of been on the sidelines recently because of the fact that we have Beast now, green Blue Beast, and that's been doing pretty well. But we did see the old green Blue Jump return in some competitive games of Faeria recently. I really like this card. I think it's solid. Definitely a solid card. I really don't want to lose this. I guess we get the Feed Faeria next turn. Yeah, we'll get an Oak Daddy down. Stick him here so he's not in range of the Water Elemental. So Oak Father, nice way to challenge these, but of course Humbling Visions is the kryptonite to our green deck. Humbling Visions are very strong. There's only 3 in the deck, and I have more threats than Humbling Visions. That's the way I look at it. It's just I just need to hold off. I just need to play defensive and make sure Martyrs doesn't get in, because I think Martyrs has beaten me every time we've played. With against Blue Jump at least. At least green Blue Jump's a little slower. You might take the hit on the Willow. I guess you have to play around Feed. Because if you don't hit the Willow here, I get to feed it for 7. And it collects, which is even better. But if it does get hit, I just move Oak Father up. I just push him back. Oh, going for the right side Frog Tosser. Okay, and then pre-hit. Yeah, that makes sense. Good stuff. So Leia picked up here. This is really annoying. I'm actually going to take Central just so I can defend. I'll go for the feed now on Faeria. Oh, that's a good pickup. And push this back, and then we're just going to go for an Oak Father in the middle. And this is to protect the Willow.
Tiny.
Maybe I even... excuse me. Maybe I even take Leia on the right to prevent a collection. Because if I put Leia here, this frog has to double neutral to get to this well to collect. And if there is an Aurora, it now... I mean, you can double neutral here and clear this with Aurora, which I think's fine. But I'm just protecting the Willow, just so I can get some more mileage out of it. Maybe it gets to taunt something that's a real threat to me. Maybe it gets to collect a bit of Faeria. Leia is to stop collection on the right here, to prevent additional Faeria. She also sets up an annoying taunt at some point, which could be relevant. Can collect +1 Phantasm now, which is not bad. Can Phantasm this and kill the Oak Father, or can Phantasm this and clear the Oak Father, move down and kill the Willow and get a bit more value. I'm actually just going to take care of Oak Father that way. So just going to jump around. So I forced those two to go into here. So they did get the value out of the frog in the end. And gets the Tide Lord. Okay. +1. Right. Ooh, what a draw. I'm pleased with that. Great defensive options here now. Leia's a little out of position, I guess. Especially if a Banquet comes down and this gets clear. But then I think I guess I could just finish it off with this guy. I have Moby coming up as well, which will really help against the third Tide Lord. Or potential Colossus. Like, I don't know what Martis is running as the top end. We've obviously seen the Tide Lord. So there's no Banquet, at least we know that. So I'll swallow this next turn. Oh, there's another one. Just stacking them. So we swallowed this one to make the collection awkward. Cool. We get to play this card as well. I haven't had much use of this yet. Yeah, that's +1, and then we'll go for the Moby. So I guess I have to play it here, because if maybe I don't bother. Maybe I don't bother with Moby. Maybe I just stick down this guy. Actually, yeah, I think I keep Moby for now. I think we just play our Chief, because he can teleport here. And then get to 7/7 and clear one of these. So I definitely have... I can definitely save this for later. Because actually, like I said, I don't know what other wing cons are in the deck. Might be Colossus. It might just top out at this and plays a bit more... a bit of a faster kind of jump build. Colossus only really started coming back when Blue Jump came back. So maybe you don't really have room for Colossus. And then the Tide Lords are the wing cons. Because you get Frog Tosser instead, essentially. So once I kill these two, that might be it for the big threats at least. But we don't know. So I don't know. I haven't played against Martis's green-blue build yet. So I can't say for sure. Going for the Humble. Okay, and we expected this. Just gonna take the clear. Oh, is this a power up like an Elderwood or something? Oh, a number? No. Oh, can taking the value. Frog tosser. Finish this off. Oh, I like this. This is a really good line. So maybe I should have swallowed. But I think it's fine. I think I'm okay. Ah, and I don't have a forest to move on now. This actually works out really well for my opponent. A lack of forest there means I can't play Kodama. So I can take, so if I take another land, I clear this, I move here, I collect off this well, and I just kill this, one of these guys. So I think it's fine. Yeah, we'll just, yeah, we just kill this. We kill this one because it can jump back and double collect. So now this, I mean, my bowl can be cleared, but I do have a Kodama to follow up with, which is pretty good. I also have Sky Whale in case something I can't handle comes down. So I always have this kind of ace, ace in my hand, ready to take care of a threat. Oh, creation, okay. So running creations, I guess you can run creation on the Tide Lord. You can also do it. Yeah, you can also do it on the Frog Tossers. That's actually that's a big play from my opponent. This might just be enough for my opponent to, I think my opponent's ahead now, for sure, even though I have a lot of Faeria. Depends what I draw. If I drew like a feed, I think I'd be in a pretty good spot. Draw. I guess. It's actually not. Maybe I Sky Whale. Sky Whale in the 6-1 doesn't feel good. But I guess the Kodama forces an answer anyway. I'm just a bit vulnerable to... Oh, I'm vulnerable to a few things, actually. Humbling Visions. Frogify. Because my opponent can go up to 6 next turn. I feel like I'm still in a decent position. Let's do it. Yeah, so we're playing the Kodama now. If my opponent has an answer to Kodama, hopefully it just is a Humbling Visions and this frog kills it. So just suspends the whole turn playing Humbling Visions. And then if I draw like a Willow, I'm just in the money. I just go Willow into feed and then go from there. Is this Frogify? Oh, it must be Frogify. Yeah, it is Frogify. Okay, this is not the worst situation now because I can +1 Sky Whale. So I think I'm in a good spot now, for sure. Yeah, I +1 Sky Whale for 100%. I'm just stick it here. Because then it can attack face, and it can kind of reach everything from this spot. Because now my opponent has no Faeria to work with, so we're both Faeria starved. But I have this feed the forest ready for the Willow that shows up, and I can also push 6 next turn. Ninja Toad. So double collecting Ninja Toad. What a draw. Might actually stick this in double now. Yeah, we're going to stick this in double. Because I can go Wood Elemental this side next turn to make the last forest. And then now that we're double collecting, we'll just have enough Faeria to sustain us for the rest of the match. Oh, another one. Into an Elderwood? Okay. Think he's just gonna scoop? Yeah, they're just gonna scoop, so I finally take a game off Martyrs. He wasn't playing his blue jump. But good game there. I feel like I think the top end of that deck was Tide Lord because Aurora's Creation kind of opens up a few more options. Like you can creation the Frog Tosser for removal, you can creation the Tide Lord for more pressure. But yeah, good game. Nice to see some green-blue jumps. First one I've played against since the second part has been released. But let's go on to another match. Alright, another game. Let's throw away Feed. We'll throw away Oak Father. We'll hopefully pick up some Wood Elementals. We get an Oak Daddy back, but we also get Colossus. Never want to draw these. We want to draw into these later, but it happens. You know, can't really avoid it. So far so good. 2 wins on the board. No blue jump so far. Green blue jump, which is a little slower than blue jump. And that gave me the time to capitalize on the land develop required, which is always great for me. This is what I need in my life. We were able to build that big mound of forests in this section and fend our opponent off. Now we could play against green-red. I haven't played against any green-red in a while. And as you guys know, I'm a big fan of this archetype. I think I might actually push up because this could potentially be a Yakapult deck. So yeah, I'm gonna push in between these wells because I feel that I can fight here instead of having to play defensive because I have just massive threats. And usually my guys will be bigger than the salamandered creatures of my opponent, in theory. So now we can go like this and get ourselves an Oak Daddy at 6'10".
Tiny.
And there, Tiny Brigand versus Giant Oak Daddy. And we can feed this Willow next turn and then replace it with a Kodama. That's the plan. So we stick Kodama in between the wells. And then we go for the feed. Well, we can see what we draw first. We might change things, but I doubt it. Now we do have to be cautious of a couple of things, like Grappling Hook. Tephra on the Brigand, that's pretty good. Good old Tephra. Does take the pre-hit. Oh, okay. The Vulpine in this build could be very interesting. Let's feed you. We'll just replace it with a Kodama. Take care of this guy. And then we can go into another Oak Father.
You are tiny.
There's a 614, so I'm trying to apply pressure. I'm trying to bring Tephra back. I don't want Tephra just zipping down here if I can avoid it. So then my plan is to, like I said, force Tephra over. Nice little collection there. I like that. I really like this card. I like the legendary version as well. And it's cool to see it featured in green-red. I didn't even think of it putting it into green-red. So another Reveler. Is Tephra going to come down? If Tephra comes down, I go face. Interesting. Oh, and it is a Yakapult deck. Alright. Lady of Sorrows. Do I go for more aggressive play here, or do I go for more defensive play? Because I can backpedal and clear this. I might want to kill these before they get value. That's another thing I need to think about. Maybe I just stick Leia here to kill to chase the Tef. Oh. That was not intentional. Yeah, that's a shame. I didn't mean to do that. That was just me kind of being silly with the mouse. So I feel like we can... I think we'll kill the Reveler before it gains any more value, and then we'll just stick a Firing Golem down. Maybe I just stick Leia in this position to threaten the Tephra coming down. It's probably worthwhile. So I might not collect off this well until I deal with this Yakapult. And I'll deal with this by sticking a Primeval Colossus right next to it. That's going to be the plan. So maybe the land down the bottom, which was a mistake at first, I've used it to my advantage by sticking Leia down there. Just as something for P-Dot to think about when it comes to where this Tephra is going to go. Because Tephra is being bullied into this left side of the board. Because I can kind of just maneuver myself into a position where I represent a lot of damage in one swing and not play into the Yakapult. But I also need to fear the grappling hook. Grappling hook on Tephra is a potential option now to shoot the Oak Father, but it needs a bit more power if it's going to have any effect. Also, this Zolpine should be dead. Volpine, sorry. This Volpine should be dead. It doesn't have a forest to walk on. Yeah, Tephra's gonna push to the side there. Oh, we have the other Fox. The Fox Rider. The Wardia. Okay. Just collects. So this becomes a 7/7. I can make a forest here, maybe? I'm thinking of making a forest here. We kill this, and then we move onto this forest, and then we pass. So we're basically making it difficult for this to go anywhere. Because I guess it can, if it moves here, it can't teleport onto this forest. So we're making sure that a forest has to be built here in order for it to do anything. Maybe it's going to go for a big Salamander play next. Salamander actually has a lot of synergy with this card and the Volpines, because you Salamander, and then you can use the teleport, which is pretty good. It could just teleport back. One thing you can do with Dwardai is the Dwardia. I need to get used to this name, Dwardia. You can do like a shimmy, so if you don't have a play for Dwardia, just move onto a forest and then teleport back to the forest you moved on, and you get that +1/+1. So you can kind of just shimmy back and forward with the card in order to gain those power-ups if it doesn't have anything going on. It looks like it is going to go here into a caretaker, into a bone collector. Alright. Hallelujah. Sky Whale. Feels good. Alright. So we'll go for board control. Let's stick Sky Whale somewhere safe. I think this is a safe tile. There's nothing here that can get to it. And then we can just clear out the board and dodge the Acapult again. And I could actually move this here to challenge the Acapult. I could have taken a draw, actually. So draw last. Feels bad, guys. Just in case I had feed. Oh, I had spider. Don't think it's relevant. Yeah. Okay. So Skywhale's just somewhere safe. We're just going to be... Skywhale's just going to swallow up that card and sit on it. That's the plan with him. I'm not planning to use him very aggressively unless I take control of the board completely. But it's going to take some time. My opponent has a lot of Faeria to work with. But I am chipping away at these resources now. I can spider the 1/1. I can kill the Bone Collector and then have the Oak Father in a strong position. I'm almost at my Primeval Colossus as well. So the Bone Collector probably takes priority here over the Acapult. But yeah, let's see what Tephra gets up to. So this is a salamander, right? It's a spider. Huh. Okay. Okay. Alright. So Tephra's finally dead. Doesn't mean we can't quite get the collection here yet, but that's fine. We're getting there. Slowly. But it is happening. So now we can draw again because we are looking for that feed. Ooh, okay. So we're going to move here. Maybe we just leave this here now. I don't really want to move into range of this. So let's just stick a Colossus down. Because we don't want the Acapult to generate any yaks, because that gives more things to Salamander, it gives more targets to power up the Bone Collectors. We're just one feed away from really taking control of this match. If I can get a feed down, I can Radiance. I could also collect off this well with Leia, and I can set up Radiance to kill the Acapult. I can also go for an aggro line next turn. So yeah, we probably go for the aggressive line of just hit Radiance and then just set up lethal. Oh, I'm one Faeria off. Damn it. Let's take a draw. No feed. Feels bad. I guess I can represent 6 if I move this, but I feel like we're in a good position. I don't think we really need to do much more. We can just kind of just kill the big Bone Collector and then pass. Okay, it looks like my opponent's really invested in protecting the Acapults, but I'm just waiting for Radiance now. I'll go for a big damage swing next turn, drop Radiance. That's if nothing comes down here. As long as nothing comes down here, I can just push the damage, play Radiance, and probably just win the game from there. No! Maybe moving forward was a little better in that situation. No target? Okay, that's fine. Still in a prime position to win now. Stick Willow in the double collection, and there we have it. I was going to move Skywhale to the center, but yeah, we were just waiting for that Radiance to close out the match for us. So we've just taken out green-red as well. But that deck was cool. I like the inclusion of the Vulpines. You know, adding that extra mobility. It might be a little bit more difficult to get the most out of them because there are mountains in the build, but cool idea. You know, I'm happy to see some of these new ideas coming out with the new cards. But let's get on to another match. Alright guys, another match. Things have been going very well for us so far. This big green deck. And look at that, Wood Elemental, that's what we want to see. Let's go for a Forest. And we have the Kodama as well, so we can really start accelerating towards this Primeval Colossus. So our opponent is playing something green. Let's push up. I'm going to play a bit more aggressive again, a bit more mid-range. In a mono green mirror, which I have played today. I didn't record it, but me and my opponent played like a 30-minute match of just trying to get the tree of trying to. Well, I went for a mill strategy, which didn't work out in the end. I learned that you cannot really force a mill against a Tree of Everlife. I had a Tree of Everlife as well, but my opponent's deck was just a bit greedier than mine. And I've been rewarded here going for the more aggressive route with the green deck because my opponent is playing a more defensive build in this green-yellow sacrifice. Or at least... Oh no! I said green-yellow sacrifice. It's going to be Resurgence. That's fine. Oh, hello. Hello, friend. But we're going to go for this guy. And yeah, that's absolutely fine. I would have liked to land here, but we got this land, so beggars can't be choosers. I'm happy with just taking the forest here. Probably gonna see a lake. So Crystal Flower is something I'll have to consider, but my more aggressive play here will make it more difficult to get a Crystal Flower to stick. I also have a lot of targets you'd want a Crystal Flower, which is another thing to consider, which is why I'll probably save this for later. I'll start with Faeria Golems and Primeval Colossus, but eventually I will go into this once I've seen a few Crystal Flowers in my life. Deepwood Stalker. Alright. Deepwood Stalker. So we can feed a Faeria. That is an option. I'm going to clear this out. And go for Faeria Golem. Yeah, we'll just pass actually. We're not going to bother. We'll feed this one if we need to. We're one land away from setting this up. Hopefully I get this spot. And I just jam threats down constantly. And see if my opponent can deal with them. Another mountain, okay. So now can we see Garadan? Okay, Garadan's pretty strong here. Take the clear. But luckily we do have Faeria feed as a comeback here from losing the collectors on this side. I can backpedal now, kill the 1/1 to stop the harvesting on here. Move this out of range of Garadan because of my forest in the center, and I just drop Primeval Colossus. That very much depends on what else my opponent gets up to. Might Elder with this? Gift of Rakoa? Okay. So not enough to kill this guy. Which is pretty good. Yeah, backpedal. Oh, actually, we should do this first. Huh. Now, if I had a spider in hand, I would just take 5 damage here, drop Radiance. And then just... Well, actually, Radiance can just kill Garadan. I mean, I could go for the top deck spider as an option. So I could just like... So this is going here because I decided that a while ago. So I can go 5 damage face, Radiance from behind. If I draw a spider, I can just spider this for lethal. If not, Radiance can kill Garadan, and I get rid of this double collector on the left. I'll have a little bit of... How much Faeria will I have left? 4. I don't know. I think you know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Because it forces my opponent to play 2 things, because these can't move, right? So these can't move now, so my opponent has to play 2 things down in order to stop me from getting lethal. So I'm forcing my opponent to have 2 creatures for these spots. Now, Rakoans are quite specific. That's another thing to consider. And we've seen 2 of these anyway. So what gets played on a desert? I was saying there's spider because in my brain, my opponent's cards could move. And then I was just like, wait, they can't move. Sometimes I just have to remember that. Radiance is such a killer. This card just wins games. Yeah, there we go. There we go, sets up lethal. And another victory on the board thanks to Radiance once again. This card's so strong. It's kind of crazy, actually. Probably a bit too cheap for its ability. But yeah, another win on the board. Let's get into our final match. Alright guys, final game. Can I make this a 5-0? Not with this hand. Not with this hand. Hard mulligan there for the wood elemental. Let's take a forest. Oh, we're not far off. It's only 15 Faeria. It's going to be a lake. Okay, so if this is blue jump, this could be one of our more difficult matchups. But let's see what the next land is. Explore. Into lake. Into frogs. Now this is a tough matchup. Especially when I draw like this. Yep. We can play one of these next turn. We can +1 into a. We don't even need a +1. We can just play our land and play a 12 cost Colossus into blue. Surely that's not bad, right? The thing is, I could still be in a decent situation as long as I draw feed, because then I can just like vomit my hand. Oh, there we go. Feels good, guys. Let's just start getting these lands down. Oh, nice. It's going to build a double collector for us. That was probably one of the best Kodamas I've ever had. This is a bit sad. I would rather this be here, but this is pretty good. What a draw. Wood elemental. Oh, windfall, huh? Okay. Spicy. Phantasm. Empress Command. Empress Command again? 8. Alright. Not too keen on that line. It just seems a little wasteful. Right, let's feed a Faeria. Feels good, guys. I had the worst starting hand ever, but then I drew a wood elemental and my hand became amazing. And the Kodama as well, so it's like wood elemental into Kodama into Faeria. Wow. Beirut, okay, so this is a problem card, but it's right in the middle. It's nowhere near my forests. That's absolutely fine. And look, it's Radiance again. Radiance wants to play. Radiance wants to eat Beirut because as long as my opponent doesn't creation this, I'm going to be very happy because this card has caused me many problems. This is going to Vision. It's going to Empress Command it. Okay. So these two still kill Beirut. That's fine. Takes double neutral. That's fine too. I'm fine with that. Let's take a draw. Kodama. Okay. So Beirut's going down. Let's get rid of this now. I don't want to deal with Beirut at all. And then we probably just Wood Elemental here and then play a Kodama. Maybe here. Yeah, just jam this Kodama down. And we can move across. Wait, I move back so it can't clear. So we're just forcing all of these creatures to deal with what I have on board here. So it does take collection, so there might be a Frogify, which is fine. Like, I'd rather my opponent like Humbling and Frogify this than these. So I'm just trying to get my opponent's removal options out of his hand. Colossus. Okay. That's fine. I can step back, clear, and then play my Colossus, which is a bigger Colossus. And my opponent's like, I need defenses. There's too many big creatures on the board. So yeah, collect, step back, Colossus, +1. Then we can move this here to protect the Phantasm from the frog. This can move down and clear the Kodama, but that's absolutely fine. I'd rather this clear Kodama than this get value. It jumps into double collection. Aurora? Aurora again, I'm not too bothered about at this point. No, it's just another Colossus. Yep. Okay. So step back. We can draw. We're in a very good position to just start drawing cards. We can move here, clear this out, and then just play another Colossus. So our Colossus are outmatching our opponents just because of this massive life difference. Like, it doubles its life. So one Colossus killed 2. That's pretty good value for me. I see another Battletoads. Yeah, I expected a Battletoads. So Spider's pretty much game in this situation. I didn't draw it, unfortunately, but yeah, that's fine. We can clear this. We'll take a clear. I'm going to take another Kodama in this position. Or maybe we go here, actually. That's what I wanted to see in my life. And we'll take the last forest here. So we're just locking out our opponent's lands. It's easier to fill a board of forests with Kodamas than it is with Tarim. Poor Tarim. Tarim has such a hard life. And we can just like conga line all these up. So is Garadan coming up next? Okay. So Garadan can come down on any of these. So if I just play an Oak Father here.
You are tiny.
I can kill Garadan if it comes here, or if Garadan comes here, I can keep, well, just go for lethal. You can't Garadan, he doesn't have Faeria. There is no Garadan, what am I talking about? This was just a debate, he debated me. Fagoro? Yep.
The sky is only the beginning.
Now the sky is the end, my friend. I don't have lethal, unfortunately.
You are tiny.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. One life. Not a second mountain. Wouldn't even make a difference. +1 into Windfall. Into Surrender. It's very rare that you see a Primeval Colossus outvalue a Wave Crash Colossus. That just goes to show how much the Blossoming Kodama has affected green and made mono green a force to be reckoned with. We didn't really get to get any Tree of Life stuff going off during this episode, but that's also another win con. There's also some Chaos in my hand as well, so just another big threat. But good games to all my opponents today. Mono green is looking very strong. That concludes this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. As you can see, mono green is a force to be reckoned with since the inclusion of the new part of the Resurgence. If you are a newer player and looking for a good deck to play, I definitely recommend mono green because it's just a deck that teaches you about board control and using your creatures. It teaches you about positioning. It's a very solid deck to like build up your Faeria fundamentals. So if you are new and you do have access to the Resurgence, be sure to check this deck out. It can be very rewarding for you and you can definitely work on your Faeria fundamentals with this archetype. So if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, drop a subscribe to keep up to date of when our content goes live. If you'd like to learn more about the Part 2 Resurgence cards, you can check out my card review. You can check that out and see my thoughts on the cards and where I think what decks I think they fit in or what their power levels are like. You can also get access to Faeria's first puzzle pack, Elements. If you've probably seen it on your Faeria client already. It's a puzzle pack which you can get on Steam, and it just gives you access to all these beautiful puzzles. There's loads of puzzles to keep you going. As you can see, you get the cool rewards such as mythic chests to get some gems. You can also get this beautiful Elements card back as well. So be sure to get that if you are interested in doing some puzzles. So until next time, guys, take care, and I hope you enjoyed my Big Green.